And you just use a string to get a bunch of emeralds from it. And then you can use those emeralds to buy other things.
I just killed the armadillo.
Well then, I guess fair enough.
What the fuck was that?
What the hell was
that?
that?
What was that? What was that? What was that?
Was that
What was
James?
that? Listening.
Yeah, get the seed right now.
Did you hear it?
Yeah. I need your seed, bro.
Everybody's talking. Oh my god.
No,
like they.
I thought you meant like a gift that would play
No,
like a
no,
sound
no,
board.
no, 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 no.
All right.
Fuck
It's all right. Oh, what happened?
you.
Blocking.
What happened? What happened?
Okay, I'm gonna go find him.
Oh, James.
Oh,
did
and he's
you
gone.
set your
Dude.
spawn?
James, how do
Yes,
you
I'm
squeal
okay.
like that,
Oh,
dude?
hi.
Yeah.
You're so cute, James. You're so freaking cute.
Ew.
Ew. Wait, what?
You're so
You're
so
freaking cute.
You're so
I
freaking
like
kawaii.
I get what you meant though. I get what
You're
you
so
meant.
kawaii.
All my friends are calling me a pervert and a freak.
You're literally
Oh, yeah.
a fucking
All you
pervert
said was
weirdo.
you're so freaking cute.
It's because it's
You're a
James, and like I
pervert
feel like
weirdo.
James to me is the last person who I would classify as.
It
Well,
was his skin.
that's a lie. I'm
What?
saying that to be
That's
mean.
the
Wait,
Yeah,
that's
that's
actually
you
fucked
fucked
up.
up.
That was part of the torture. Why would they make you do that? Yo, wait, stop. That sound was weird. Don't do that again.
I was just remembering it. I had.
Don't remember it like that again.
I don't remember.
You don't get it, bro. I need
You weren't there, bro.
Oh, I have to hit this piglin with my mace. It has density.
How do I saturate
What
it?
the?
Wait, what?
What?
Do it.
You put it in water.
What?
I'm here. Oh, no wonder he keeps talking about his like soul strider or whatever. Oh, dude!
I'm pretty sure I put rope there.
We are the Wither Brothers.
Hey, James, don't look behind you.
Give
I'm
her
not going to.
nether stars.
Oh, hey, don't. What's he doing? Oh, what?
What the? What?
Wait, what the fuck?
As busy as the thing. So.
Oh my god, dude, I heard Keno start talking and I got so scared. Yeah, because I wasn't expecting it. I knew you guys were on the other side of this, but I didn't, like, I heard your voice.
No one asked you, Jesswin.
No, I meant that to his name. Like.
Talk of gold chest. Yeah, you should have enough to fill up a large chest. That's what I need for you. To just, like, open it and just see, bro. That'd be so beautiful.
Something. Did I do that? Or whatever.
I need an egg.
Oh, right, I need to make a Zamorlum.
And I
Let's
need
see.
a bacon.
Wait, did I do that? Wait.
As long as you don't stand in the very middle of the platform, you'll be fine anywhere else.
No, I know what you're talking about, and yes, you can make the color green.
Did I just get hit?
No, I mean, obviously I meant that.
Yeah, I think a skeleton got you.
No, I definitely just saw you running away.
We will always prevail.
Have y'all ever heard of Eugenics? It's a pretty strong.
Dude, I'm still thinking about the 14-year-old boy. I don't know why it's.
Wait, what?
I might crash the server.
What the hell? Please don't do that. Please.
Got another head. Okay, we have one wither. I said we have one wither.
Yes!
There
Thank you!
I go back there because it's my home.
Oh, you live in the desert? Oh, I was
No,
Yeah, that one's getting clipped.
I just want to say that it was really nice to get to befriend you and get to know you better, especially because I think you go out of your way to make a space where everyone is made to feel welcome. And it's kind of funny to think about how in first semester, senior year, I was very much open about I'm not really friends with these people, I don't really know them, but by the time second semester had come around, I did see all of these people as my friends and see you as my friend, and I think that's like a really cool and nice thing. A big step for me getting comfortable with people was the amount of times that it would be just the two of us on call and I would just be explaining something for a very long period of time, and you are such an intent listener. I think it really helped me to become comfortable with just talking about things that I like in a big way, because you listened so intently and genuinely showed interest in whatever it was that I was discussing and made me feel more comfortable. And I think that just goes to show what a freaking awesome person you are. And I also really like the schemes that we got up to. I really liked the arc with the freaking horses, bro. Oh, I think you're super awesome, and I'm really glad that we got to become closer friends the past year and get to know each other better. And I hope that I get to crash at your apartment next year. The two of us are the kind of people who are very sentimental over things. I know you especially are, and I am very much too. So I guess this is my awesome thank you, and I hope you know that I'm also gonna be really sad and am super sentimental about all of us going to college.
I want to say thank you, because the Fugitive SMP has been such an unforgettable moment in my life, and you've been such a wonderful force in my life. You were always so friendly, and I never felt unwelcome in your presence. You're such a kind, good friend of mine that I'm so glad to have. Thank you for not only letting me into the SMP, but for being my friend. I'm insanely grateful to know you, and I hope to be in your future still.
I'm so incredibly thankful for you to have put this together in the way that you did, because you've created something so beautiful and just something that I'll never forget. This server has made me feel more confident in who I am and my capabilities of meeting new people and making connections with people that I thought I never would talk to. And genuinely, I could not have done that without you. All of these people in this server would have just been names in my head, rather than me being able to recognize every single one of these people if I saw them in a photo. And I feel like you don't get enough credit for that, because 2 years ago it was just kind of, hey, here's this. But then it turns into this beautiful bucket of ideas and just creative people making things that they enjoy, or even just talking about things that they enjoy. You've brought people together in such a specific circumstance of let's all collectively be a part of this community, no matter if that's being extreme and playing all the damn time and writing all the damn time and drawing all the damn time, versus I just show up every once in a while and I go to the events. And it's just, not only have you created this space, but you've continued to be an ambassador of kindness and just overwhelming livelihood. I feel like nobody could have put this together as well as you had, because you've been so consistently joyous about everything, even in the times that you were super stressed out because people were fighting. You've always been there for every selective party. You've never pointed at somebody and laughed just because they got a little angry. You always made sure that everyone was okay and that everyone felt included. And I'm saying that because you made me feel included, and I have never felt like I did not have a single chance of talking to any of these people, because you made it so accessible and very welcoming. I hope to spend time with you more and really see you shine a lot more before we all have to part. I love you, buddy, and every time I've spent with you has been fantastic.
And I think the past year that we really had the time to grow closer together, that I'm so grateful to have in my life. You bring such an honesty and just a fun energy into every room you're in that is just so incredibly warming. I could be the most stressed out person in the world, but just having you around makes me just feel 10 times better. And I kind of feel bad that I haven't known you for so long, but in just the moments that we've had together, I'm just really grateful for your presence, and I hope, despite everything, that we can really build new memories together.
I very much do thank you for welcoming me into debate and all of that, and letting me be your right-hand man and helping you and doing all of that, because debate is my biggest passion. It means a lot to me that you've done all these nice things for me, and I really like hanging out with you and being able to nerd out with you. And especially just being able to talk to you about such, not goofy things, but talk about BL with you, and then it become like this really hyper-analyzed political thing, because I like it, and I think it's fun, and that's what I appreciate about our friendship. But thank you, Sam, for being such an awesome friend, even though a lot of times it was stressful, but it was kind of strange getting into debate as a head coach, having to write cases, knowing that you did all that work and I just wrote everything.
You are truly amazing, and I'm so glad you set up the server, because I think it allowed us all to get closer as friends, even though obviously not all of us are together all the time. I think that you have always been somebody I knew I could always go to, and you always made sure I felt like I had a place in our friend group. Obviously, I always did. But I think you were the one who really set the tone for that, where I felt super engrossed in it and super comfortable. And I think that you're just amazing in every way, and that you are one of the most unique, interesting people I know in the most positive way. And I only have really fond memories of you. And I hope that we can only collect more and get to know each other more and grow together. And I hope that I can come and visit y'all and be able to just hang out like we always did, because I'm really gonna miss you, and I'm gonna miss being able to hang out like that. So love you, and I know you're gonna do amazing in what you do.
It wasn't until the past year that we really got close, and I'm so thankful. I love playing Valorant with you, or just talking about things going on in life, just in general. And I'm so thankful that you gave me the opportunity to become close with all the Fugitives, because without you, I'd probably never talk to a lot of the friends that I have in here now.
Despite everything that happened at the end of the year with Allison, we were just able to overcome it and move on with our lives. And we've shown that by getting an apartment together and attending college together, just moving on with her not in our lives anymore. And I'm so happy that we're living together. I was so scared of being alone in college, much less possibly living with someone whom I don't know. But instead, I don't have to worry about that, because I'm going to be living with one of my best friends. We've already made so many memories together, and we haven't even started living together. Now we're going to be in an apartment together in an entirely new city, and I can't wait to make more memories with you, hopefully without any more evil friends. I'll love you forever.
I think one of the things I appreciate most about you, Sam, is that you're very curious about your friends and you want to understand them, and you spend a lot of time to try to understand other people, and I think that's really noteworthy, and it's fun talking to you. I like hearing you talk about your interests, and honestly, the whole starting Fugitive SMP, while it's never entirely been about Minecraft, I think it's created this friend group that's very strong, and it's brought us together in a way that's really nice and endearing. And I'm glad that you've created this space for everyone to talk to, and I hope it continues to be an open and very fun and engaging space for us to be ourselves and talk to each other, even if it's not necessarily about Minecraft in that way. And I appreciate all you've done for the server, because you definitely put a lot of time and care into this sort of thing, and it's nice to see.
This one's for my brother. I love you so much, and I'm gonna miss you when you go to college. I'm gonna miss you because you're my brother, and I really care about you, and I don't want you to leave, but obviously you have to for your career, for your job, for your future. And I realize that you won't always be down the hall from me. I won't always be able to yell your name and come to you, or you come to me. I won't always be a walk away. I love you so much. I love you a lot, and I love you so much because you're my brother, and I don't know what I would do without you because I really care about you so much, and you're the person I look up to the most. The person that I can tell everything about. You're the person that I can tell everything. But you're also the person who I argue with. You're also the person that I tell stuff about that I shouldn't be telling you. Or just be brothers, you know? But I know for a fact that I am gonna be really sad because you won't be with me anymore. And you won't be in the house anymore. You'll be 4 hours away from our house, and it just breaks my heart that I won't be able to see you that much. But aside of that, I can get your rooms. I'm gonna miss you a lot. And I know I keep saying that a lot in this video, but I really am. And I really hope that you treat yourself well in college. I hope that Alana treats you well. I hope that you don't have to call me and be crying on your phone. I really miss you a lot. I love you so much. I'm gonna miss you so much, and you have a great life in college.
As in olden days, happy golden days of yore.
I can't express genuinely how much I love you and how amazing of a friend you are. And I've got to spend so much time getting to know you so much more, and my senior year would not have been my senior year without you. You're such an amazing friend. I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you every single goddamn day. And I'm also just gonna eat you up. I will be visiting you. That is a threat, because I'm gonna miss you, and I can't imagine not being your friend. Okay, you're just a baddie, bruh. I'm sorry, you're a baddie. And I knew I could talk to literally about anything, and there would be maybe some judgment, but also support and love through it. I hope we can still continue to hang out, because I know we're still gonna be friends, and you can't escape me, by the way. I love you. I'm gonna miss you. I know you're gonna do good, and I hope you find the best in what you do, and I know you're gonna be a baddie while you do it. So, love you.
We've known each other and been friends literally forever. I loved being able to visit Culinary Crew as a student aide and visiting you guys all the time. And then when I switched to Miss Maldon's English, I was finally able to have a class together with you. It felt like it was forever since we had one together, especially English. I'm excited to watch more baddies together, and I know you'll succeed in whatever you put your mind to.
I'm so grateful to have you as a friend because you're somebody who I can lean on during the hard times and laugh with during the easy times. So I just wanted to say I love you so much, and I know we'll stay great friends in UH and beyond.
You're one of the first ever friends I ever got at Turner. Even though we don't talk very much, I've always considered myself pretty close to you because I think you gave Turner a good footing for me, and I'm really glad about that. And being with you in forensics was always so fun, and I always liked being able to talk with you and gossip with you and eat your food in culinary. Thank you for being so awesome for me, and I've always appreciated it, and especially we've been friends for so long, so thank you.
We don't see each other much, but when I do see you, it's always a good time. You're always so friendly and kind to me, and you're just hilarious. I really love the small conversations we have because they're so fun and silly. I don't feel like I have to do something for it to feel normal. So thank you. I really hope I get to know you better in your future.
I remember when we used to do that weird wave to each other whenever we would see each other in the hallways at Turner, and just know that I'm always spiritually doing that whenever you join the call. Also, please let me know when we're next watching baddies. I need more of that, bro.
I think we've always been in proximity to each other during high school, because we had similar friends, but we mostly just started becoming friends after junior year because we just started to talk to each other more. I think the baddies stuff that we do is really fun, even if it's kind of silly, because we're just kind of watching slop TV. And honestly, we shouldn't, but it's just funny. And I think it's given me a lot more opportunities to talk to you. And I'm glad that we will be able to become best friends.
You are definitely one of the more unique persons in this group, in the sense that you got to know me many years ago. And even though I haven't gotten to speak with you lately, you just mean so much in my life, definitely, as one of this person that I've retained a connection with for so many years. And honestly, you just have such this kindness and positivity around you that you're just a really easy person to be around. And I'm just really grateful to be your friend.
It's been really fun to talk to you, to rage bait you. If I'm being completely honest, has been one of my few joys whenever we were in school. And it's been just really nice to have silly, but also be able to have serious conversations with you. And I will miss that now that you're in Super Mega Hell. But I do hope that you do have some fun in Super Mega Hell, and that it's not always Super Mega Hell. I wish you all the best. I hope you have so much fucking fun and this gets you where you want to be in life, because I know we all believe in you, and I believe in you, and I know that you'll get to where you want to.
Amazing streamer. Top 1 streamer of all time. I really appreciate you taking your time out of your day to teach me PvP. Honestly, every single time that you do teach me, I feel like I can do it, which honestly makes me feel better. Honestly, just thank you for being my friend. So I miss you.
Keep being great at Bed Wars and Minecraft PvP, because you're honestly the sweatiest Minecraft player I know. So yeah, keep it up, bro.
One thing I really appreciate, while silly, is when you describe Minecraft things or just anything I don't know, you never treat it as though I or anyone else is stupid for not knowing. And you always put it simply and very easy to understand. It's a really small detail, but it's really nice.
I remember that I first met you because some girl that I was friends with in 5th grade had a crush on you, and I would tell you to go sit with her while I was sat with all your other friends because I wanted to hang out with them at lunch while you were away. I really do think that the purpled MCC 22 Pink Parrots VOD was the first brick in our friendship. That's a very critical memory to me. I think you're someone who is very confident about your ambitions and what you enjoy and what you like and what you want to get better at, which to me, when we were in junior high, was very polar opposite to how I viewed the things that I wanted to do and things that I liked. But I think you've always been someone who wanted to work on yourself and work on things that you liked so that you could see success in your future. And I think that's something that's very admirable. I think you've always been very insistent on things that you were interested in that I was also very secretly into. You've always been very adamant on, Keno, this is something that we are gonna do and something that we're gonna accomplish. And to me, my little chudling junior high self, that was very helpful to me gaining a bit of confidence in the things that I like. And so I hope that we continue to talk about Minecraft stuff forever and ever. I hope that when you inevitably become an unstable protagonist, that you contact me to become your variation of, I don't even know, Egg-chan, bro? Can you industry plant me and let me be your unstable sidekick, please? Is this allowed? And I will be bothering you while you're away at college. The moment that you have your own thing and the school year starts again, I will be bothering you all the time again. And I hope that through that we still get to talk and hang out as much as we did before and get back to our schemes. Which, speaking of schemes, I'm really glad the two of us were teamed together. I really liked the Iron Ring. I loved who we were and what we stood for and all of our symbolism. I really liked our lore and all the things we brainstormed together. I really appreciate our friendship, and I hope that we continue to talk to each other and continue to be super duper awesome best friends in Duo Max and Duo Bait forevermore. And also, final note, I will illegally stream the Dawson Ovation Anything Goes to you. That's kind of a lie. I'm too scared to get caught. But spiritually, I will do that for you. That's because you're my duo, bro. That's the GOAT.
My only word for you is I think you need to take some sort of aerobic lesson so you can learn how to throw it back. Because I think core memory of you will forever be the way that you were moving on the prom dance floor. Anyways, YouTube tutorial or, I don't know, call James. Have fun in college. I #believe in you. You're so cool.
I've always very much appreciated the amount of work you've put in debate, and even though, especially this year, you've definitely put it on the back burner for very good reasons. Obviously, we're pursuing your education and all that. I've always appreciated how much you've encouraged me, and I really hope that one day we are able to do a debate together, whether if it's versus or we're partner in any sort of way. I would still love to do it, even though you're very much gone and away. Rest in peace, Jeremiah. #miss you. But I've always held a lot of respect, and I think you're gonna do amazing things. Me, you, and Justin we are making a law firm, and Sam will be our transcriber, and I think that'll be awesome. And I really appreciate all the memories you've given me, and all of that. And
you're such a chill guy, and you just bring such a positive energy into the rooms you're in. And it's just been really nice to meet someone like you. And I wish you all the luck in uni.
I loved being able to support you at the Dawson Theater, and seeing you work towards and achieve your dreams that I've seen you so passionate for since I first met you in junior high has been crazy. We all in Texas will miss you, being all the way in Washington, D.C. I know you'll achieve great things, and I feel nothing but pride in calling you my friend. I know that whatever you put your mind to, you'll achieve, and you going to Howard and being in that program that you deserve to be in is proof enough already.
Out of all of the Fugitives, you might have been the one that I knew the most when joining the server for the first time. You instantly extended a hand to me when we were writing lore, and really helped me integrate into the server easier. I could basically count on you as a lifeline for familiar contact in a place I wasn't used to yet, and it helped me a lot. I always loved talking with you about anime, Minecraft, power scaling, slop, slander, whatever other stupid conversations you can think of. You can always come to me if you want to geek out about something, and I'll always happily listen, no matter what. I know that you're in prison right now, but when you are finally free, we absolutely need to reenact Shibuya together, because I'm not letting that Mace comment slide.
Looking back and then looking forward, I think there's a lot that we don't really say to each other, but we kind of recognize in each other. And I think that forms a very unique relationship in that sort of way. And I think going forward, I don't really want to dwell on the past as much, if that makes sense, because there's a lot to look forward to and a lot more memories we'll make. And I don't really see you as how you were in middle school. I think the first time we talked was through an argument. We argued, and then we became friends after that. And I think since then, we've argued and stuff, but we've changed each other's minds and impacted each other and grown a lot from that. And something like I'm really proud of you for is how ambitious you are and how bold you are. You have this vision of yourself that you want to be, and you won't stop until you reach that vision of yourself. And you don't put yourself down when you want to reach that vision of yourself. And because of that, I'm inspired by you, and I really respect that part of yourself. And I think it's one of your strongest characteristics that you don't really let shine as much often. And I hope as you get older, you'll continue to let that part of you show and try to reach that ideal self that you've put forth.
I'm so thankful for how patient you've been with me and the rest of the procrastinating fugitives, and I'm super grateful that you're taking the time to set this and the whole farewell party up. You're an incredibly kind soul for that, and I know this will turn out great. I love playing Outlast with you, even though at the time of recording this we've only played once, and I hope we play more games together in the future.
I don't think I could ever overstate how much you have changed my life by being in it, and how grateful I am to know you, and to be able to call you my best friend. I don't think I could ever find someone who'd be a better brother or best friend to me than you are. You make me feel like I can get through anything, and I can't thank you enough because it's probably saved my life a couple of times. I want you to know you'll always be family to me, and I love you, bro.
You know? When I think of you, I think of someone who really knows how to express who they are in their sense of style or the way that they talk or what they do, especially creatively. I always really admire how open and prideful you are of the creative things that you do, especially because they're all things that I find really cool, and some of them are things that I also do because I also really like to draw and illustrate and also edit things, and it's cool to me that we both do that. And so even though I know that we haven't gotten as many opportunities to talk to each other one-on-one, I've always really enjoyed all of our conversations. I've always thought they were a lot of fun. And so I hope that we keep in touch and that we are still able to talk and hang out, especially as a group and with each other, because you're a really cool person and awesome.
It's been really freaking nice to have known you all these years, and I hope that I still get to know you more, because you've always been a person who is both the calm and the chaos in my mind. You're able to be super chill and relaxed and be like the more, I guess, secure, stable person in a group, and you're also able to be the silly, funny, chaotic one. And I think it's just really nice to be around you and being able to see both of that. And I've been able to really watch you grow into who you are as a person and be more comfortable with yourself, and I think that's so amazing, and I'm so proud of you because you are such an amazing person. You're so kind, you're so friendly, you're so funny, you have so many amazing cool interests that I think you're gonna do amazing wherever you go, and I wish you all the best in what you do, and I know you'll do great. I love you. Bye-bye. I'm gonna miss you.
Your style and just whimsical clown vibes is amazing, and seeing your colorful outfits at each meetup just reminds me how much that I've missed dressing colorfully. It's amazing what you're able to do, and your makeup and your outfits and even your room, it all just screams who you are, and I think it's amazing. The fact that you're putting in all of this work to make this overall farewell party video is amazing. I just think it's amazing everything you do and what you stand for as a person.
I love you a lot, and I think it's kind of strange how I've known you since 2nd grade and we're dating now. I guess it doesn't all feel so sudden, but rather it just feels so, I guess, strange. But I do truly think that the fact that I remembered you the first time we met, despite barely being able to remember anybody, and remembering what that means, that you truly were meant to be someone incredibly important to me. And I hope to see you grow more and more in college. But I really do love you, Michael, and I really hope to be able to have a good future with you and whatever that entails. And I'll always enjoy watching TV shows and getting ice cream with you and being able to be essentially human with you and being able to be happy. So thank you for that. I love you.
You are quite literally my day one. I think we literally met on the first day of freshman year, and I can say in that moment where you decided to sit next to me for lunch that I saw someone I did not just want to be friends with, I saw someone I wanted to stay friends with. In all of that freshman awkwardness, I saw just your kindness and goodwill, and this was someone I wanted to be around. And I can honestly say in the 4 years that we spent together, in all of just the girl that I've dealt with in high school, you have really been a beacon of light in that moment. And you have really been a big motivating force for me to continue with all the goals I have and just wanting to experience life with you. And I'm really grateful for your companionship. And moving out, probably the most upsetting part is moving away from you specifically. And I'm just really honestly grateful for you as a friend. And I hope we have many more years together of memories.
Even though we haven't interacted as much as I have with some of the other fugitives, I can clearly see how much you care for everyone in the server. After all, you are putting together a giant project for everyone to enjoy before going away to college. When you first sent all of the info for the party, I honestly thought that I shouldn't put anything. I wasn't physically going to be at the party, and I know that it's dumb, but it kinda didn't feel right for me to put anything down. But we were in VC one day, and you joined the call, and I asked you if you wanted me to do it. And you just said, yeah, you are a fugitive, aren't you? It made me really happy when you said that. It also made me realize that I was getting hung up over basically nothing. I'll always enjoy playing Outlast Trials with you and James and whoever else will join in the future, and I truly hope that you have the greatest farewell party ever.
None of this would have been possible without you, Michael, and I, first and foremost, just want to put forward my gratitude. I love my fugitives, and having someone who organizes the farewell party to this extent, making sure people kept up with deadlines, and just doing everything behind the scenes makes me really happy at the community that we've created. And like Eric, I've always envied your ability to put together beautiful outfits and your acting skills. When I went to watch soaps, I really admired that. And I also just love your art. It's a contrast to the kind of styles that I'm used to seeing, and it's very uniquely you. And Blackjack X Joker, I think, looks the best in your art. I hope you have fun in Denton, and I hope you're one day or day one are able to have an art booth somewhere for us to purchase from.
All of the performances you were in, I really liked it. And honestly, Best Actor Award goes to you. You have a great life in college, and thank you for everything. Thank you for being my friend, and just in general, thank you. You're a nice person, and I'll miss you.
I think it's nice when you post your art and your content that you make because you're very passionate about the stuff you make, and I think you do a lot for the server by bringing that energy. And whenever you put a lot of effort into something, you can very clearly see it and really appreciate that you spend a lot of time and care into the things that you love. And it's clear that you're very enthusiastic about things, even if you don't overtly show it. And I really hope that past high school and past summer we're able to talk more. And I really hope that you continue posting things and doing what you love and making the art that you love, because you have a lot of energy that I hope you're able to fully capture with the stuff you make. And I hope that you reach your aspiration and go where you want to go.
I gotta go take a call. I have a business call. This is just in the second tower.
I remember very well the first time I saw you. It's not really when I met you, but it's definitely the first time I saw you, and that was in our freshman year biology class. I remember you sat in the very, very front, and the reason you stuck out to me so much is because you dressed very alternatively, and I just thought it was so cool to see someone who is so openly alternative. You've always been alternative, and I've always found that really, 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 really cool. When we first started speaking, I think that would have to be in our sophomore year, especially through academic.
I remember the speech that you had written for academic that year, and I'm pretty sure it was about queer coding and classic literature, and that was a topic that I found very interesting. But not only that, it was something that I wasn't really informed about, and so you sharing that topic with me, despite how nervous I believe you were when you were giving it, was really, really cool. And I also know that we were in world history, AP World together, and that's when I first learned about Blackjack X Joker. I think you mentioned it to me in passing. Anywho, you've always been someone that I found really cool and someone I've very much admired, especially with how much pride you take in the things that you are into and your own interests, and the amount that you delve into them when explaining them to other people. I've been kind of shyer when it comes to talking about those things, so seeing you talk about those things so openly and with so much confidence made me strive to be more confident about the things that I like. And I also know that you've talked to us at times of being confused as to how people could possibly find you intimidating. Although I would mostly contribute that to the fact that you appear to be so confident in your sense of self. And to some people, that can read off as being intimidating, but to me, that's something I find really cool. Because I know even if you might appear intimidating, you're a very kind and very, very capable person. Finding out that you were going to UT was something I found really cool, for lack of a better term. Because it's nice to know that I'm not going to this huge, scary place all by myself. I think you're a really awesome person, and I think you should take a lot of confidence in who you are, and definitely do not fall into the freshman trap of getting imposter syndrome, because I know, like, Lord knows I'm gonna get it, and we both cannot be fighting that demon, bro. Hearing you at orientation talking about the College of Natural Sciences and how you were the only person in your major and it was causing you to like kind of freak out. It's just like, no, Eric, I don't want you to freak out, bro. I don't think you deserve to feel that way at all. And I'm really, really excited to go to college with you. I'm really excited to also get to know you better while we are college students and experience that with someone that I know. And yeah, you're awesome. Bye-bye.
I don't think there's absolutely anything I can really say to encapsulate all the feelings I have about us being separated after so many years, because I don't think I'll ever be ready to fully accept that, because I love you so much and you've been a part of my life for so long and you've helped me grow into such an amazing person, which can be catered to mostly you. You are a big reason of who I am today and how much I've grown, and to be as emotionally mature as I am now is really because of you. And I'm gonna miss being able to just text you or talk to you whenever. I'm gonna miss being able to talk to you in the mornings. I'm gonna miss just like everything that I've ever done with you. I'm gonna miss. There's nothing that I can say that will fully ever encapsulate how much I love you and how glad I am that you're my friend, and how proud I am of you, because you've done so much and I've also watched you grow so much, and everything you've ever done, you've always put 100% of yourself into, and I really admire that. And I'm so proud of what you've done, not even necessarily the medals you've earned, but what you've done and all the effort and work you put into everything and your accomplishments. And I hope you have an amazing time, because I think you're going to be so successful in all your fashion stuff, because you low-key got style, and I'm so proud of you. So I know you can do it, and I hope that you know that too. But if not, I'll always be believing in you regardless. So I love you so much. I will also be visiting you. I will get you. I love you so much. Bye.
There's so much I have to thank you for when it comes to my own personal development, that a thank you is hardly enough to even describe how much you've done for me. First off, I just want to appreciate the fact that you were the first to ever write lore in Fugitive. Hidden gem in the archives, I swear. Going to conventions, going to your house, hanging out with my buddies, and just overall playing games with you are so many memories that I hold so close to my heart. And although I may not be the best at reaching out or responding, I'm always down to go out somewhere and have a blast wherever we go. And I just want to thank you so much again for just being a great person overall, and you're my buddy.
I just wanted to say that ever since I first met you, I've always loved your fashion sense and how you always carry yourself with confidence. I think you're a really nice guy, and we should definitely play more video games together.
You are truly one of the most compassionate and considerate people I know. Just being around you is truly a gift. I couldn't even begin to describe to you. I am so grateful I get to call you one of my closest friends. I wouldn't be the same without you, and I could never thank you enough. I hope I always get to hear you rant about some nonsense drama or just talk to you, because I wouldn't trade it for the world. I hope I'm always in your future.
Honestly, I'm very thankful that I met you, Eric, because ever since I met you in Octathlon 2 or 3 or so years ago, I think we've become a lot closer as friends. And I think you're very stressed a lot, but when you're not, you're very outgoing and very social. And it's very clear that you try and put a lot of effort into your friendships. And I really appreciate that about you. And I think we've had a pretty honest friendship between the two of us. And I think we've become very close in a very short amount of time. I think I formed a very meaningful friendship with you, and I'm very grateful that I met you, because I think you've been a very impactful person on my life, and I appreciate that you're very strong-willed, and I'm glad that you're a person that cares about how other people view you, but you don't let that affect you, if that makes sense. You put forward that image of you and let people perceive it. You don't change the way that you act depending on how other people view you. And I think that's a very good trait to have, and I'm glad that you're like that. Like, you're very stubborn, but like in a good way.
Getting to know you has just been such a rewarding part of my life. You and James are really the gateway into this entire group of people that I've gotten to know well and just really enjoyed their presence. And speaking for yourself, just the kind of interest you have in getting me more comfortable about the way that I am has just been deeply rewarding. Honestly, I've loved every second that I've gotten to spend with you, and I hope to spend many more seconds with you.
Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being my brother's friend. First thing I'll start with is that you're really funny. You honestly just make the whole room light up. You're really nice to people, especially to me, because obviously I'm the youngest. But I just find you really nice and funny because that's the side I see from you. Hope you have a great life in college, and I'll miss you. Bye.
I always thought before we really knew each other that you were really cool for just cosplaying and wearing a full white face of makeup to school and dressing up gothic to school and wearing your cords to school. And it's part of what finally just forced me / inspired me to try and do these makeup styles that I'd always loved for myself. Your love of fashion and fandom culture is really contagious, and I'm so glad that we've grown closer thanks to Fugitive. I can't wait to go to San Japan with you, Michael, and Sam, and any future conventions. And I think me and Sam have already told you before, but you're welcome to stay at our place if you're ever in town for a convention or just to visit. I genuinely have never felt so strongly for a person in my life than for how I feel for you. And obviously I've said this to you millions of times, but you are so deserving of everything that you've earned for the past 4 years and more. The amount of time that you put into your relationships and your stupid visual novels that I love. I can't call them exactly stupid because I might like them too, but you know, your clubs, your hobbies, there's so much that you put your all into, and I feel like the amount of stuff you've given to everything that you've done, you give all that same amount of love to me. And as much as it's overwhelming because I had never
felt that way or decided to allow myself to feel that way for another person. You made it so hard not to. So my main thing is I just want you to know that there is nothing in this world that I want more than to continue to stay with you for the rest of my life. I know that you're gonna do fantastic things in college and you're not gonna let yourself slack, and all of this frustration that you have now will be able to be put to use, and you'll finally have an outlet, and you'll meet people that you'll hate, and you'll meet people that you love so much that you'll feel all of these feelings all over again 1,000 times. But I'm always here. You've always been here, and the only thing I can really finish this off with is saying that I want all of this to prosper, because I feel so deeply for you and your livelihood that all I could ask for is just for you, in every sense of the word. Okay, bye!
Thank you for always being so kind and attentive. You're always really genuine, and you're a joy to make conversation with. Whenever we get to talk, I'm always insanely happy because you're always engaging and thoughtful.
It wasn't until video game design class that we really got to know each other one-on-one, and I'm so glad because I realized how hardworking, smart, kind, and how much of a good listener you are. So I'm really thankful that we got to become friends, and I just know that you're going to do really great things in life, and I'm excited to see that happen.
I'm glad that we met because I think we were both weird kids. So because we met, we were able to talk to each other, and we found a shared community in our backgrounds. And I'm glad that we were able to talk and be open with each other. So I think that allowed us to grow as individuals, and I think we've both impacted the way that we see ourselves because of how we were able to talk to each other. I think I've always had a strong connection with you because it's very easy to understand how you're feeling and communicate like that and understand where you're coming from. And I think it's going to be strange that you're going to be in a different city, but I think we're good enough friends for that to not be an issue. I'm very grateful that we have that bond, and I'm very thankful for all that we've done for each other and the times that we've been there for each other.
It really excited me finding out that there was someone else in the server that is interested in AV and film and TV like you are. I came into Fugitive thinking that I wasn't going to make a lot of friends and I was just here for no reason, but for you to be open about the things you enjoy is enough to help other people feel like they can be the same way. I hope you carry that ideology of being open about who you are and what you like into college, because that is the number one way of succeeding in meeting new people and advancing in the things that you enjoy, is to just be open to everything and about everything.
You've been my best friend for almost 6-7 years now, and some of my favorite memories were made with you. We've seen each other grow so much, from sitting together in Miss Lindsay's class with Joseph after the lockdown with everyone has their mask on, and it's just crazy to think that we're going to be going to different schools after being together for so long. But I know it's not going to affect our friendship, and it's not going to take away from what we have. I can't wait to visit you in Boston, and me and Sam's door is always open if you ever want to visit San Antonio. And I know we joke about Snoopy Car Forever being 3/4, but I credit it to us getting so close and staying this close for how long we've known each other. You are and forever will be my bestest friend and my brother from another mother, man.
We got into anatomy together, and I can confidently say that you were the only reason that I didn't go completely insane in that class, because it's one of the most boring classes I've ever had.
You're always on VC, ready to listen and hang out, and honestly, it's freaking awesome. I really love hearing about your side of the Minecraft YouTuber sphere, and slowly getting into it has been a blast so far. It's been pretty great. Just know you're always welcome to crash at Alana and I's place whenever. And one day, the Fugitives will come back and reign supreme. Dude, the Derby was really Coachella 2016. Let me tell you about that. Dude, thank you so much for hosting the Derby. That was amazing.
It has been really amazing to be able to talk to you these last 4 years, starting out in Miss Mora's class to now, because you were always such a joy to talk to. I learned so much from you because you had such a depth of knowledge about a whole bunch of random but really interesting things. You would talk about those things and I would be able to learn and be like, wow, that's really freaking cool. I can't wait to see what other things I can learn by proxy of you, because you're so amazing and you're so hardworking. And I've always admired you for everything you've been able to do and how smart you are, and I know that's because you work so hard. And that's also a big reason why I've always admired you. And I wish you the absolute best. And I know you'll do great things, because I know you're always going to give it your all.
Keno, please, you still owe me my art, please. Anyways, besides that, you've always been so nice, and I'm excited to get closer with you, hopefully at UT. I am very nervous about UT, but I hope having you and Nova there will make things better, to at least have someone there rather than the evils that are the College of Natural Science kids. But you've always been very cool and very chill, but then you're not, and I think it's really funny when you're not. It's because you always get so worked up about your interests and your passions, and I think that's really awesome, and I've always admired that. So I know where you will be living soon, but anyways, more seriously, I love you, Keno.
You were honestly just such a kind and funny person to be around. I feel like I share a lot of the same characteristics as you, which makes me happy to connect someone on this level. Honestly, I wish you all the best in university, but also you have been such a kind presence in my life. And I'm honestly just very grateful for even the short time I've been around you to have gotten that experience.
Your mom's calling!
Honestly, when I think about it, I can't seem to pinpoint an exact moment of when I first met you. But it feels like I've kind of always known you to some degree, even from freshman year. And although the two of us were never like distinctly super duper close friends with one another specifically, I always saw you as someone who was very nice and easy to talk to and incredibly fun and charismatic. Even though we haven't gotten many opportunities to really talk to and get to know each other like one-on-one, I am very much rooting for you and hope you get to accomplish many things as you begin to transition into an awesome freaking college student.
We've been friends for pretty much almost all of high school, or at least for 3 years of high school, which is, you know, close enough. But I've always had a lot of fun being your friend, and it makes me sad I won't be able to see you as often, especially because I think like getting you an interview with the vampire and all of that helped us grow a lot closer, and being in pharmacy with you has always been a lot of fun. It has always been a lot of fun, and I'm really glad that you found a lot of success in your life, and that I hope for you to be super successful in the future. Thank you for always doing my nails, and hashtag one of my closest friends. Even though we don't really talk much, but I always have a lot of respect for you, and I have a lot of respect on your opinions about me. I really appreciate that, and I really like hanging out with you. So that's it.
I don't know you all that well, but I know you're funny and kind and a good friend. I hope I can get to know you better. Especially with you joining the server, I really hope that we can talk more and just get to know each other better. But regardless, I wish you well in all of your pursuits.
Looking back at our time in freshman year, you, Ireland, and Katie definitely brought life into my world during that time. Especially in gym, where we would do like random shenanigans without coach knowing, like going inside the locker and stuffing ourselves in there and just filming bullshit. But now, even though you may not be an active member in Fugitive, you're always welcome here. And you're my buddy.
Watching and being able to experience Minecraft with you for your first time has been such a joy and really has been able to remind me why I love Minecraft so much. I hope you continue playing Minecraft and enjoying it, and I love looking at your Instagram posts and just like your style and your makeup and your hair, especially for prom. It's amazing, and I look forward to seeing your Instagram posts every time.
Honestly, I didn't really know you that well at first, but met you at the fashion show when I was doing photography for Eric, but I never got that many chances to talk to you. But ever since you joined the circle, I had more opportunities to talk to you, and like it's really fun whenever I talk to you because like I think you're really funny and I think you have a pretty unique personality. So it's like a breath of fresh air because you're very outgoing and you're pretty silly, so every time it's pretty fun.
I got to know you since freshman year, girl, and you are honestly so amazing. You're so strong. And I'm so proud of the person you've become over the years because I was one of the people who got to watch you grow. And I just want you to know that I do love you and that I am so proud of you. I wish we talked more, and we will, hopefully. And I just want you to know that I'm proud of you and that you're so amazing and that I love you too. You have turned into such an amazing ball of like sunshine and rainbows and love, and I'm so glad to have been there to watch you become that and grow into that type of person. So again, I love you, I'm proud of you, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you for inviting me to stuff early to help with light decorations or whenever it was a Christmas thing. We helped you, it was really fun. I really hope that you have a nice life in college, and I will miss you.
I just admire your strength a lot and your ability to be so courageous even after something terrible happens. You've been very stable. You're very much a firm ground to plant the feet upon, and I appreciate you for not ever shaking the boat and being very friendly and easy to talk to. My only wish is that I could see you more, and honestly, the second that ball and chain comes off, I'm finding you. We are going to talk in a fun, positive way, not in a scary way. My favorite memory of you is definitely both the time that me and you got to dress up as Eric's secret agent for dinner at Beer Party. You've always just been very wonderful to talk to. I love you, and I know that your charm will 100% bring you wonderful things in college, and you'll meet wonderful people, and you'll be the ultimate chef. Dang room for ultimate chef. Wow. That is Saxon. Being able to go to student aid was just such a refresh of my day and made me feel so much better because I was able to visit culinary and hang out with you and Kat and Laufey and just hang out in culinary and chill. Anytime we see something Yuri related, we always send it to one another, and I love that. It just makes my day a little bit better. Switching in to Miss Moulding's class with you and Kat was amazing. I was so worried that I would get put in a class with people that I don't know or have to sit next to people that I just don't like, and being able to instead sit next to you and Kat was amazing. And starting off A-days by seeing you and hanging out with you even after everyone left for understandable reasons was just amazing, and
I will forever remember those moments together.
I really miss when we used to be in culinary together because that's probably one of the most fun I've ever had in a class, and it wouldn't have felt the same without you there basically carrying the class in cooking skill. We need to have a bake-off next time we see each other because I've been getting really good at it recently, and I need to test my skill against a superior opponent.
I think it's so strange, but it's also very satisfying seeing how much we've grown and how much we've changed throughout the years. And I remember snippets of time way before and how I first met you and how quiet you were. It was at birthday party a really long time ago and just being introduced to you then, and it all feels kind of strange, and seeing you with X After X and vice versa and all the horrors of the world. It's nice knowing that you're still here, and I'm gonna miss you knowing that I won't be able to see you and talk to you as much as we used to at school, but I appreciate you a lot, and I appreciate all that you've done for me and all the support you've given me, and I hope that you're able to go to all of your creative dreams, culinary dreams, and do well. I hope you do well at ACC and get all of your degree and all of that, but more importantly, I hope you're able to pursue all of your grand culinary adventures. I want you to have a good life and to be able to be happy and enjoy everything. You've done a lot for me, and I want you to be able to I want you to have peace and be happy, and hopefully you'll be able to move to Canada and have a nice life. And I'll always miss you, and I'll always love you. So thank you, Saxon, for being my best friend.
I feel like it's just so easy to talk to you. You've always been super welcoming and friendly, and it's really refreshing when I do have the chance to talk to you. So thank you for the yummy steak and mashed potatoes at your grad party, but don't forget that you still owe me a big fat juicy hug for almost killing me.
You are such an incredibly kind person, just in the way that you approach situations and the way that you speak to people, and that to me is just incredibly comforting and something I feel like I need in my life. I feel like these times of strife, and I'm just like, I could use Saxon right now. And I'm so happy that we share some interests and get to talk about these sorts of things, but I am honestly so grateful to have your presence in my life. And I hope, despite everything, I guess with us being pretty local to each other, that we can continue building memories in the future.
One of the things that I appreciate most about you is just how honest and straightforward you are, and you don't really let things be obscure. I think I'm very thankful for a lot of the interactions we've had, because if I ever tell you something I'm anxious about, you dispel that, but not in a dismissive way. You're very aware of the limitations you have as a person because you don't know everything, but despite that, you're able to give a good answer or response to that. And because of that, you've been a very good friend to me, and I hope that I have been to you, and I hope that despite us not talking much online, that we're able to maintain a strong friendship going forward. And I hope that I'm able to talk to you more later on in our lives.
You were always someone who was very fun and very almost optimistic and cheerful. I really enjoyed sitting with you and talking with you, and I remember in class we would play Roblox and get up to a bunch of random bullshit, but especially you and I would talk with each other so often because we were just seated right next to each other. And I think it really is just a draw of fate that I got to be sat next to someone who quickly became such a good friend of mine at the time. But you've always been someone who I could talk to and have a very fun time with, and someone whose conversations I found very pleasant and enjoyable. And so I'm really glad that we got to talk to each other so early into being two high schoolers at this very new place, because I know for me that was something that I was really nervous about at the time, meeting and befriending new people. And I'm really glad we continued to remain friends, and you were always my pick for the Fugitive SMP Derby winner. It's unfortunate that you had to fight against evil eugenics, but in my heart, you will always be the winner. So I'm very, very appreciative of our friendship. I'm really glad that we've gotten to know each other for so long, and I hope that we continue to talk to each other going into the future. Bye! You have been super duper nice to me, and I've only had super amazingly pleasant interactions, and I hope in the future we continue to keep talking with each other and keep being chill because you're really nice. And I think also early on, I saw a lot of the artwork that you made for the server, especially in the period where I was inactive. And I was like, wow, it's really cool to see someone who can, first of all, draw and illustrate so well, but someone else who is also really into creating art and stuff, because I also love drawing. I just want to say, I appreciate, first of all, the beautiful illustration of my character that you did. It's still like, oh my god, it's still so amazing. But also all of the art that you made for the server and all the really nice interactions that we had. And I think you're a really awesome and cool person.
Your art has always given the Fugitive SMP another layer of substance that always felt so cool to me, and I'm not sure if I've ever really expressed that enough. I've never had a character that I created be brought to life like that, and it made me really happy, especially because of how well done it was. Your art has always really impressed me, and I hope that it can amaze other people in the same way that it amazes me.
I just wanted to say I love your art so much, and to keep doing what you're doing because you are super talented.
Your art is amazing and honestly inspires me to work on my own personal projects. I love seeing any post of yours about your OCs or fan art, and seeing your art fight was amazing. It's so cool to know someone who has participated in art fight multiple times, and just like, it's just awesome seeing what you do and seeing all the season 1 characters drawings, and they're all edited together, and the different cards. It's just crazy to me to think that you would give time to everyone's character, including my own. It's just amazing seeing what you do, and I know you'll only continue to improve.
I really love how kind and committed you are. Whenever I see you do an art challenge, you stick it through to the end, and I can't help but admire that dedication. You're incredibly talented, and I see improvements in every piece you make.
You're going to hell. You're going to hell. We always joke about how you're the one leaving me when you go on these trips to fucking everywhere. But for once, I'm the one leaving you, and it'll be fine. It'll be okay. It's not like I'm across the world or anything, but 3 hours is still a long time to go. And I think out of everyone, I'll definitely miss you the most. Because it's hard for me to imagine living not in a close proximity to you, just because it's been what I've been used to my whole life. And I'll manage. I'm a thug. I'm a young ho. But we've just been there for each other since day one. And it's interesting to see how we're both gonna grow from this point forward. Now, I'll always be out here supporting your work. And it's not like we're not gonna talk every day, but really am gonna miss you. I love you so much. And it's going to be hard to go through my day by day without seeing my ate just at least once a week, or even on the weekends or anything like that. But you're my number one, and I'm gonna miss you a lot. It was an incredible way for us to bond with others, this Fugitive SMP. And I distinctly remember us just trying to rack our brain over what this SMP should be called, because calling it the Sam SMP again would have been boring. And I'm glad that I started it with you, and Ava, of course. But now it's us on our own. 07. You're always welcome for everything.
Auntie Boo, I love you. I know you're already in college, and I don't know you're across the world right now, but I miss you a lot. I missed you whenever you were in college a little bit, even though you didn't really go to campus, but I still miss you, and I really hope that you can come back soon.
I'm glad you're here, because it's fun to talk to you, and you do a lot for this oval, and I'm glad you pushed your own stuff. It brings a lot of life, and I think you're a cool member, even though you don't really talk much, and I'm glad that I'm able to talk to you occasionally.
You were always such a calming presence over the chaos of Fugitive. Also, you're just so nice and kind. And obviously, I wish you the best in pursuing your art because you're amazing. And I'm so glad to have seen your art and be a part of your process of creating it. And you making everybody's Fugitive character is so amazing. And I know you'll do amazing things because you're really good at art and you're also very hardworking and always trying to improve yourself. I wish you the best because I know you'll do great things.
Whenever I thought about what to say to you, I was just mainly thinking how inspired you make me feel. Because from one artist to another, I personally struggle a lot with keeping up with art and actively being creative. And I think it's just inspirational to see someone be so creative and to make things for people and communities and to just be that one person that makes things like that helps other people be creative. Because within you sharing art or making art for the Fugitives, you've caused me and many others to further develop their storylines and smaller things like that. At least that's the way that I see it. I hope that you do well for the next forever.
I already have been missing you in culinary. Like, there's a giant 6-foot hole in culinary's heart after you left. You were always a calming aura in the sea of chaos that is culinary, but it sucked that you were gone. I do just miss getting to talk to you about whatever, finding out that you were actually a nerd, and just being able to actually talk to you about all those things. I do wish you the absolute best in everything you do, but we do need to have the bake-off to really settle who's the better baker, because I do think it might be me, but I guess I can give you benefit of the doubt. Do wish you all the best. Miss you. Bye.
I'm very glad I've gotten to know you better across the past year or so. You have this way of just listening and being supportive when you're being genuine. You're incredibly approachable and honest. It's very admirable. I'm really happy to call you my friend, so thank you. You and Jesswin made me really feel welcome despite not even being from Turner or in the SMP for a good while. And I've just always really appreciated that.
I distinctly remember crying when you said you were leaving to go to Alabama, even though I didn't really know you or care for you that much. My only memories of you was Miss Harpeter's class. Not really many memories were made out of you in school. And really nothing much is really gonna change because you're just our online friend technically now. But the sentiment still stands because we're all gonna get busy with college and university and whatnot. Thank you for being there for me and all the other fugitives in the late hours of the night. Unwillingly, maybe, I don't know. Thank you for helping out Ava when she needs someone for pirating websites. And honestly, just thank you for being an all-around great guy to talk to and have interesting conversations with.
You're definitely one of the Fugitives that I wish I had met and talked to much, much earlier than I did. Because I feel like you're one of the few that I've connected with in such a intense level, mainly just because of the way that you think about things and your ability to actually present them. It's really great to be around people that are very in connection with your emotions, and that of others is something that I recognized almost immediately after having the first conversation with you. And you also were just in general very easy to warm up to, and because every time we played games together, starting with Repo, it was the first time we ever talked was playing Repo together, and you were just very open to talking to me and just joking around. And once we started actually talking one-on-one, it got easier almost immediately. Because I think back to quite literally a couple days ago from when I'm recording this, we were on call together for just me and you for a good hour before anyone else joined, and it was just easy. It was like I had known you for as long as I wish I had known you. And I just think that's very special for someone to be able to connect with a variety of people so easily. But I've just had a lot of fun talking to you, and I know that that charisma that you have will be fantastic for you in the future. And you going into college with the ability to talk to people like that, you'll do fine. Have fun. Bye.
Now, you already know what my first impression of you was, but for the rest of Fugitives, I thought that he was kind of rude and sarcastic and kind of an asshole, not gonna lie. But I did quickly come to realize that, Jackson, you are a really, really nice person who cares deeply about his friends, and I think that you should have a lot more confidence in yourself because you're really awesome. And even though we've never really met in real life, I have a lot of fun memories with you, playing Valorant, Outlast, Terraria, just talking about life and everything in between. So I hope that we meet officially in real life and that we keep playing video games together for a long time.
I remember whenever you first joined us for Mega Lunch at the top of the staircase, I never would have thought things would have ended up here. First semester of junior year was so much fun with you there. And while we talked about it many times, I wish we were all together to experience senior year together. The highlight of winter break was being able to hang out with the Rebels and make more memories together. I hope we can hang out in person again, but sitting in call, watching you play Dead by Daylight and Resident Evil has been a serious joy.
I never really knew you. You were always the guy that I was aware of, but never really talked to. I only knew you as the guy who lived at Orvis's house. And then I think the first conversation we had with each other was literally the day before you left for Alabama. So you've always been someone I've never really got to know in Texas, but online we were able to talk more, and I think we have a lot of shared experiences that I really hold fond memories over, even though they were online. I really appreciate that we were able to become friends. We have a lot more one-to-one interactions, and I think that's fun because we are able to talk about a lot of things. And I think even though we don't really see the same way on a lot of things, we're able to understand each other. I appreciate that part of our friendship.
I did not get to meet you before you moved away, but I don't know, just the kind of silly and funny energy you bring everywhere, and just getting to talk to you about video games has just been really nice. Of course, we have a lot of the same interests, and it's just been really rewarding to share that love with somebody else. But I'm really glad to be your friend.
There was a small period of time where I wasn't really on Discord or on Fugitive at all ever. And when I would be, I would just be like, I'd only be there to call or talk with Jeremiah or Jesswin. And I remember on one occasion you had joined, and that was the first time I had talked to you since you had left. And I remember making a comment of, wow, I haven't spoken to you in at least 4 months. That's crazy. And I'm very glad that at least now the two of us get to talk to each other on a lot more regular basis, even after you've left. But I think we can say successfully now that you're just a regular guy to me, and I'm not intimidated by you. Isn't that so nice? I remember when I was talking to you about, man, it's just so difficult to talk to you because I can't read your tone at all for anything in any of the messages ever that you ever write. And I remember we were joking about it, and you're like, man, I wish I could pick apart your brain so you could stop being so nervous all the time. And I don't think I mentioned it afterwards, but low-key you saying that was the secret magical words. Because I think immediately after, I was just like, yeah. And then I think the amount of, oh man, I don't know what to say, and I'm so scared to speak to this person even though I know them, decreased significantly. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, I don't know. Congratulations. You're like a normal person, and I think you're lame and uncool. I just want to say that I really appreciate all the calls and all of the talking that we've had because it makes me feel a lot less lonely.
and have a lot less FOMO about the fact that I'm in another continent while all of my friends get to hang out. Because I'm like, well, half the time, if there's something I need to say, if there's going to be anyone who will be awake during these hours, it'll most likely be you. I hope that I continue to bother you and annoy you, and I hope that we continue to talk and continue to get to know each other and can just continue talking to me while you're in college, bro. Don't abandon all of us. You to go. Okay, bye.
Thank you for being nice to me. Thank you for playing Valorant with me. The links that you gave me to watch free shows, movies, and stuff. And thank you for just being a great person in general. Thank you for just being someone who I can trust a lot.
We never really talked that much before you moved and all of that. I mean, you would sit at the table sometimes and you're kind of just like some guy. But I've had a lot of fun with you, especially writing stuff for Grell and collaborating and doing all that fun stuff for Fugitive. It makes me really happy that someone's interested in my character, and I like talking with you and going back and forth with you. And I liked when we got to play Arkham Knight together. I was like, this is so peak, because I haven't touched this game in such a long time, but it was really fun. And I've always liked talking to you. Hashtag love you, Wubbles.
From the moment I met you and I first talked to you on that repo game, I was like, wow, this guy is super nice. And in all honesty, you are still one of the nicest people I've ever met, and I love talking to you about literally anything. Whether it's dumb memes, video games, or sharing music, we're always on the same wavelength. And I hope we stay friends for a really long time.
Getting to know you these 4 years of high school has just been so incredibly rewarding. It's something I'm so grateful for. Honestly, you and Michael have just been my reprieve during these 4 years that I have just dealt with, but you guys always made it feel much more than that. I was just not simply dealing with something, but that I was experiencing something that I really loved. I mean, so much to me, and I'm just honestly so glad to have you in my life.
I think the first time the two of us really got to talk was in that VC a very long time ago, when I was talking with you and talking with Jesswin kind of about myself, a bit of a more personal way. And I remember that you had told me that you got what I was feeling and understood why I was feeling that way, and that was really nice to hear someone say that they understood. I think after that, the most I really got to talk to, especially, was with the start of Fugitive Season 2 with the server launch. Especially after the initial period after launch when nobody would really log on and it would really only be the two of us. The Fugitive SMP Derby. I kind of have that to thank slightly for really pushing me and you together, as the many times where I and also you would log on early in the morning because we would be each other's only company, and those conversations were really nice. I had a really fun time, and so I'm really glad I got to know you during that time because I had a better impression of you and had an actual relationship with you as one of my friends when our group would hang out in the future, and that led to us having our own silly bits. And I also think that you and I are really similar people in some ways. I think I find your jokes very funny. I'm very much the target audience, and I think there's a lot of niches that you're into and that I'm into that we can both talk to each other about. And you're someone I think is very approachable when it comes to conversations about things that you might not be the most knowledgeable about. I think you make it very easy for people to reach out to you and really talk to you about anything. And that's something that I've really appreciated in our friendship with one another. You're a really fun person. I really like your sense of style. I think you're really funny. I'm a D1 Eber defender, bro. There's nothing anyone can do to dissuade me from that. But I'm really glad to have gotten to know you. I especially remember when we were at prom And I remember thinking like, wow, I'm really glad that James is here because I'm having such a fun time right now. And I'm hoping that while we're at college, we'll continue to be able to talk and get to know each other because I really appreciate our friendship and the things that we've talked to each other with. And I also hope that in the future, we'll be able to host another event on the server. Although, I don't know, it might be heading towards its death with the fact that we're all going to be college students. But maybe, fingers crossed, maybe we can be announcers in the Coliseum that Jeremiah still hasn't built.
You are one of my favorites from the Fugitives. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for everything you've done for me. I love how when I'm just sitting alone and stuff like that, I come to you and I just like talk to you and you're just really nice and I'll miss you when you go to college.
It's so crazy to me to think of how far our relationship has gone, because I've known you since forever. I've always been a big believer of things happen for a reason, you know? And I think truthfully, somehow finding our way back to each other in junior high was just everything to me. Even though we were close, but definitely not as close as we are now, I feel, it's still something that I needed in a time in my life like that, where I was so lost and I needed someone there that could combat that feeling of not having anybody. Because from the day that I met you in junior high, again, in comparison to when we first met, you were very much there for everybody. Even whenever you didn't front that, you didn't make it such a big deal, you were always there for everybody. And I feel like part of you has carried that through without exactly asking. If someone's okay, you just be there anyways. And I don't say it enough, but I feel like I have grown to somewhat lean on you for a lot of things. Even if it's not us talking for a full day, the thought of you has made me feel like I have worth and there's a reason for me to keep going every day, because I have someone that is more like a brother to me than anyone else could ever be, even my own actual brother, even though that's technically not saying much because, you know, but whatever, you know, it's just you are my best friend and we both know how big of a deal that word is to one another. And my biggest fear is you not understanding that I would do anything for you and anything for your just mental state, and for you to get through college and come out strong and confident in yourself and in your social circle, because I know you have the ability to not only bring people together but to do something for everybody. And it's just, I don't know, that part of you has always inspired me. You're stuck with me. We're gonna be playing trials 24/7. I'm sorry, buddy, but you're not getting any of our college homework done because I want to play trials. We're gonna fucking play trials together, and I'm gonna send you 500 TikToks during class, and you better respond to all of them. Okay, buddy? Anyways, I think you owe me Starbucks still, so give me, please. Together we go. Anyways, I need you to get out of college safely so we can go drink like mimosas by the beach. Yeah, that's gonna be a good idea for both of us. I love you, buddy.
You are so fucking funny. It's insane. I don't even understand how you can be that funny. How I'm dying laughing about to pee my pants whenever you join call and you're just talking some shit I low-key don't understand, but I am vibing with it. You do just genuinely light up a room because of how you're able to really throw a situation into chaos. I feel like whenever you and Jesswin or whatever start talking, it's just like boom, an atom bomb goes off and all of a sudden we're in disarray. But I appreciate that, and that's really amazing. It's just really amazing to have you around. I wish you the best in everything you do, and I hope you don't get less funny, which I don't think you can, and I am scared you're gonna get more funny and then we won't be able to breathe.
It's kind of crazy about how much you've changed, but I've always really liked being your friend, and you're always very nice to me, even though we'll fight constantly, but it's #healthy, and it's fun getting energy out. But I've always enjoyed hanging out with you and spending time with you, and despite every atrocity that evil James done. The good holy James has risen. And I hope you do really well in San Jack, and I hope you find your and all that fun stuff, because I know you're really nervous about college and majoring and all of that, but I hope everything goes well for you. And thank you for always hanging out with me, and thank you for making my life better and always making me laugh and being a place where I can come and talk and hang out and all of that. So thank you, James. I love you, James. Thank you for being one of the OG and one of my Fudan brothers. Go away!
I think you're really funny, and I'm glad that I met you through the soul, because otherwise we wouldn't have really talked to each other, because I didn't really know you outside of the soul at first. I like hearing you talk about your interests. You're very open and easy to talk to, because you ask questions to keep a conversation going. And I think it's just a lot of our interests are similar, and our humor is kind of similar, so it's easy to just talk about anything. And honestly, I didn't really expect to become close friends with you, so it's nice that over the year, I guess, year or two that we've known each other, we were able to become good friends.
I'm forever grateful I got to know you and the other Paralanders, thanks to Fugitive. And any gathering where you're there is full of funny and happy memories. I'm forever thankful I was able to get a hotel room with you and Sam, and the time we spent at the beach was probably the best I've ever had at a beach. The few times we played Valorant together have been really fun, and playing Minecraft with Ebor has been even more fun. I can't wait to play Outlast together and get up some more shenanigans if we ever go to the beach again together.
Dude, I want it so bad right now.
You keep pouring it from one end to the other, changing the straw.
And now to sing this lovely. You are a very, very nice person. I love how you love people so much, and that you love our friendship. And I'll miss you. So, hi.
Thank you for telling me about Eurydice and giving me a tour of the castle. You have really great ideas and a beautiful imagination.
When I was in Intro to Culinary, and it was the end of the year, and there was too many, I think it was blueberries, and so Chef Rutherford was trying to use as many as he could in dishes before they all go to waste, and I helped him make a cobbler and whipped cream, and it looked awesome. And so I got a slice and I gave it to Corvus, and you were there too, and you were like, oh my god, I want some. And I was like, you can just go down and tell him that I sent you, because I'm his favorite, he'll be chill with it. And when you came back with the blueberry cobbler, you were like, he didn't recognize you when I told him that Keno sent me. And I was like, oh, it's probably because he doesn't know that I go by Keno. And that's when you learn that Keno isn't my legal name, which has always been a really funny story to me. And so, anyways, you've always been someone that I can only really describe as extremely nice, extremely kind. I think you're really considerate, and that shows in the way you interact with people. But more than that, you're also someone that is capable of calling out and recognizing when someone says something that they shouldn't. And I think that's something that I admire, because there's many people who struggle to do that. I've never thought that you were someone who would be too afraid to tell someone when they're doing something extremely wrong, especially when it's something similar to disrespect towards a friend of yours. I just want you to know that I'm cheering for you, and you're gonna do awesome, and there's just so much success for you in your future, because I think you're such a capable person with so much tenacity and so much grit, and you're gonna be awesome. So I hope we keep in touch, and I hope that you low-key get everything ever in the world.
You are one of the most kind and caring people I've ever met. You're so bubbly and genuine with those around you. I think it's my favorite thing about you. The way you can bounce back from things is something I couldn't overstate my respect for.
You've always been so sweet to me, especially in times of what feels like basically just straight out ruin and despair, you've always been so kind, and I've always appreciated that. I really hope you're the best in everything, because you've always been so kind to me, and I'll always appreciate that. I feel like you're one of the few people who's been nothing but kind to me, and I really like that. Thank you, Kate. I love you, even though we don't talk very much. You've always been so kind.
You were the first friend I made in high school, and that really set the tone for who I was gonna be. Because you were so kind and so willing to make friends, and you kept that up all 4 years. You were always just like a breath of fresh air for me. You were always the sun beaming down on my wet, rainy day. You're so smart. You have so much emotional depth, and you're gonna do really amazing things. And I wish you all the best, and I hope that we can continue to still talk, because every time we do, I catch myself beaming, because you're just so full of love. And I hope that you can still continue to be that person who's so full of love. And I love you, and I'm really gonna miss you, and all our memories that we have.
I think one of the things I appreciate most about you is that you try to keep your friendships honest, and if you have an issue with something, you try to make sure it's addressed. And I think you're very quick to assert your feeling and make people understand how you feel. And I think it's very respectable, and because of that, it's very easy to understand how you feel and talk to you because of that. And it's very pleasant, I guess, is the best way to describe it. But I'm glad you're the way that you are, and I'm glad that we've been friends throughout high school, and I hope that we continue to be friends.
You are so incredibly considerate of absolutely everybody. I think that honestly, you've done a lot for every peer, whether that be just in being a friend or someone to play games with. You've just been very sweet and patient with everybody, and it's very nice to have conversations with you, Kate. I hope that when you go into college or go through with whatever you're gonna do, that you have fun and you meet lovely people that will treat you the way that you deserve to be treated and that you want to be treated, because everyone deserves to have a little bit of Kate in their life.
I'm just really grateful that I've gotten to retain this connection with you over the years. You meant a lot to me, especially in junior high. That was certainly an experience. But just getting to keep that connection with you, and you're such a kind and very uplifting person to be around. I feel like no matter the stress I'm in, just getting to speak with you is just very motivating and always brings up my mood. So I'm very grateful to be your friend.
I've loved seeing you build amazing things on both Fugitive worlds, and I'm excited for the parcel to fully be realized. It's crazy to me to think that everything that has happened actually happened, and I'm so glad that we as a friend group were able to overcome what happened, and that we were all able to stand beside each other and not let anyone just take these punches and just have to deal with it by themselves. And while I know it's not my fault, I do feel bad what you had to go through with Allison, because I've known her for the longest, and I do feel partially responsible for enabling this type of behavior in her. But I love you, Kate, and I'm so glad that we were able to become friends.
I like how you just pop in sometimes when we're playing something, even if you aren't going to stay for more than 5 minutes, just to say hi to everyone. You're always so kind, even though you call us haters all the time, and if you ever have any hypotheticals, I will always listen to them. Remember to let me know if you get your PhD so we can cross paths in a dark alleyway later on.
Looking back, we've been friends for like 5 or 6 years, like since junior high. And to me that's kind of crazy because we're definitely like completely different people than we were since then. Like I don't feel the same as I was in junior high, and I think you've definitely changed and like grown a lot since then. We retain like different parts of ourselves from like those older years, and I think we've grown a lot closer since high school. I think in like sophomore year we kind of had like a gap where we didn't really talk to each other much, but like senior year definitely we've grown a lot closer. Like looking back, I think we've always kind of had like a jokingly mean relationship between each other, but even then like that's kind of like changed definitely. I think we're definitely a lot more closer and like know more about each other, and like I'm really glad that like we've had that kind of like friendship going. You're very like quick to point out when something bothers you, and like I really respect that about you, and I think that like to me like your friendship means a lot to me. You know, I'm glad that we kind of have that going.
It's been an amazing year of getting to know you more and being able to hang out with you and Akadek, and also you coming by down in culinary and getting to be our head chef Alana and helping me out with everything in there, because it was really nice and I felt like we were able to get a lot closer during that. I'm honestly gonna really miss it whenever we're all separated. Like I'm gonna miss being able to talk to you during just random times and being able to talk to you about our interests or whatever. And I'm also gonna miss like getting to also hang out with you and Sam and going to like lunch or whatever. So I will definitely be visiting y'all. Y'all are not safe. I will come get y'all. I wish you the best in everything you do. I know you're gonna do amazing because you're really freaking smart, and I hope you just enjoy life and that I'm able to be a part of yours. Love you. Gonna miss you. Bye.
We've never really talked that much, but I've always had fun hanging out with you and our little adventures that we go on sometimes. Your birthday party was so fun, and I had a lot of fun, and you've always been a very interesting person to me. I really like how passionate you are about like the stuff you like and all of that, but I've always had a lot of fun hanging out with you and talking to you, and I hope you do amazing things at UTSA.
Alright, listen bro, we're gonna be roommates. I'll let you know ahead of time already that I'm super excited to be with you in San Antonio, and we are exploring the depths of it together. #twit. You're my bro.
I'm so grateful that you and my brother are very close, because to me, my brother's friends are my friend. To you, you're very close to me, and I appreciate that. And I love it when you take me home when I have a ride, even when it's really late. I love it when I can't go with you and my brother. You just wave and you don't ignore me. It just finds sense that you actually care about me. Yeah, I mean, I really care about you, and I really hope you and my brother have a really nice time in college.
My former Neon main turned into a Viper main. I'm so glad to have gotten close to you this past year, and I'm glad to witness how passionate of a person you are. Whether it's your interests or your friends, you always have so much emotion, and I really like that about you. I hope we'll be able to talk more in college and play more Valorant together.
I think about when the both of us were in AP Human Geo and we had to choose a word so that Miss Kais would memorize our names. We both happened to choose the exact same word, Australia. And I remember when I said it, Miss Kais was like, oh wow, like this is gonna be a bit confusing because there's only one other person who also chose the word Australia in another class, so I hope I don't mix them up. And when I told you about it, you said that you were the other person who also chose Australia. And I think I'm just kind of thinking about it again because you especially have been someone that I've been close to for a very, very long time, and we've both had very similar interests, and that's been like a huge comfort being here and like making friends, like just knowing that there's someone else that knows me so well in so many different facets of my life. And it is a little bit sad that we're gonna be going to different places next year, but like I said to Sam, I will be crashing at your apartment, and I do hope that we continue to get to hang out with one another. I think you're someone that I know very well and someone that I've known for such a long time, and it's kind of strange how long we have known each other. Like, that's like kind of crazy, you know? You're someone that I think in a heartbeat I can bring myself to rely on you, and that's like super freaking awesome. You've never been evil or cruel to me.
Except when you timed me out one time in Jackson's Twitch chat, but like, that was low-key deserved. I was being a little bit mean. I'm gonna miss not getting to hang out with you and talk with you every single day. It's gonna be super duper sad, but I hope I still get to visit you. And also, I hope that we both get to watch the Green Yuri anime together, cause that's gonna be hype. And I hope we continue to send each other reels. That's, that one's a little bit more stupid, but I like the reels that we send each other. Bye!
I honest to God can't think of a single thing to say. You're awesome, and no big paragraph of script that I write will ever change that fact.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I, of course, haven't known you for too long, really since just the beginning of junior year. I'm so happy to have gotten to know you and definitely go through a box together, of course. That was a pretty unique time in my life. But yeah, honestly, I think just your energy and the way that you approach things is just so enticing to me, and yeah, I've just been really happy to know you as a friend.
What do I even say about you, bro? You are just that guy. Hold the glaze. But you're really funny, and you can do whatever you can to keep a good vibe going, even if it's at the expense of yourself, but in a joking way. You know everything and nothing at the same time, and you're just constantly in search to learn more and educate yourself when you're playing catfishing and just testing your knowledge in a lot of ways. It's actually kind of crazy how skilled you are. It's not that crazy, but in your head for a while, you were just like a guy who played a lot of Roblox, John fighting, whatever. But to be honest, I think I'm just really envious at how good you are at introducing yourself to new people and keeping conversations going organically. I know you'll do great at Dallas because you do great wherever you go. But I just want to wish you good luck on your ventures, and I hope you pursue something that you actually want to do, and not just something that you're good at and can land you a solid job that you're just okay with.
One thing that I don't think I've ever actually shared with you is that when we were in 3rd grade, I actually thought, I don't know if you remember Grant from your homeroom 3rd grade class, I thought your name was Grant and Grant's name was Jesswin for the longest time. I don't know why. I never interacted with Grant until a year later when both you and I think also Grant were in my 4th grade class. And that's when I found out that you were actually Jesswin, and to me, I was like, wow, I was really wrong. I really appreciate our friendship a lot, and I'm glad there's a level of depth that I'm able to talk about with you, and an amount of things that I can share with you, knowing that you would understand them in a way where there's not any part of me that feels like I should worry, and I'm exceedingly comfortable with that. And so I hope that the both of us going to college, we continue to talk to each other. I think we will hang out, if anything. And in my head, there's just no doubt in my mind that somehow college coming in between and all this distance will somehow have an effect on our friendship. I don't know. Maybe that's just wishful thinking. But you're super duper awesome and really chill.
I want to say I really appreciate our friendship over this past year. One thing I've always admired is how assertive you are. You never shy away from saying what you want to, when you want to. And while it's always thrown me for a loop, I honestly envy and respect that level of, assurance in your words. I want to say thank you for being a friend. Thank you for always providing insight, and just thank you.
The first summer that I had living here was only 4 months after I had moved from Texas, so I basically had zero social life and nothing to do for 2 straight months of no school. I remember sitting in VC with you for hours on end, sometimes talking, sometimes not, sometimes playing a game, or sometimes just doing separate things, but always there anyways. It helped to fill a lot of my time, and I've become really appreciative of it as time has come and gone. You've always been one of the easiest fugitives for me to talk to, and I'm really grateful for that. I'll always be here to millennial male bond with you if you ever need it, twin.
We've known each other for such a long time now, and you're one of my closest friends. It feels like yesterday I was watching you walk off into the distance at Independence Park or play Ultra Kill in Miss Moore's class, and not being in the same city, much less going to the same school after going to the same school since middle school is going to be a huge change. But I know our friendship will stay strong as always because we've always played stupid Roblox games together and talked about various random YouTube videos that for some reason we've both seen. Snoopy Carl may be 3/4, but we'll always stay strong even though we're separated.
I just wanted to say thank you for being somebody who always gives me a good laugh, especially when we're both in that same hyper kind of mood. We literally crack each other up. And also being somebody who I could talk about anything with. Music, for example. I know that we could basically talk about music forever. So I just know when we're in the same call, we have a good time. I feel like we're going to be friends for a really long time. So if that proves to be true, when we're both living in Oregon, feel free to visit me literally whenever.
I've always appreciated how you've been almost always pretty kind to me. Stuff was kind of rough at the beginning, but you're always one of the few people who actively looks out for me and cares a lot about me and what I'm talking about and just my well-being in general, and I always appreciate that a lot. I feel like I really haven't thanked you for how you text me pretty frequently and you pay attention a lot to my conversations, and I really like hearing you talk about Limbus Company and your other games and hanging out with you. I've always appreciated that you've cared about me, and I care about you too, and I miss Okashi, and I'm really sad we couldn't go to stay in Japan. This has been a very downer year, but being able to hang out with you and talk to you and spend time with you and Acadec and all of that it means a lot to me. I'll always have a lot of respect for you even later down the future, because you helped me that one night in Acadec, and I have a lot of appreciation for that. And I had fun with you when we competed in UIL together and all of that. We always made a really good duo, and I'm really happy that I met you and that we were friends.
Thank you for being my brother's friend. Thank you for playing Valorant with me. And thank you for just being a great person in general. You are a very nice person. You are a really funny person too. And you're honestly one of my favorites. When you're just really comfortable to be around, and I find that really hard to find in a friend. Hope you have a great life in college, and I'm gonna miss you. So, see you.
I feel like you and I have always had the same interactions every time we speak, and it's always been really nice. The connotation of, oh, we always talk to each other the same way and we have the same conversations all the time sounds very negative, but I have a lot of fun just joking around and just poking fun at each other, and the fact that you'll send me stuff and I'm just like, okay, what the hell is this? It's something that means a lot to me, is just how much, I don't know, because we've started spending more time together on call, because I've been branching more towards being social before summer ends for obvious reasons. But every time we talk, it's like a 50-50 if it's just making fun of each other or watching stupid stuff or having regular serious talks. I think overall, you're an incredibly social person, and that's something that I think will help you a lot in college, especially whenever it comes to career-related stuff. I think that you will definitely excel. If they were to sit you in front of a person that you've never met before, you would find something that they like that you know, and then you guys would be like best buddies immediately. And I think that that's something that is very special about you, is just how easy it is for you to connect with people on another level like that, and to make it very personal without intruding on a person's boundaries. That you're a very loving person, even though you're not always like, oh my god, hashtag I heart you 24/7, you still make it known that you care about everybody and people are always in your mind. Because it means the world to me that sometimes you'll see stuff and you're like, this makes me think of Michael and I have to show him immediately. And I hope that we can hang out more even after college, even though that seems like a millennia from now. I think that it's possible. You're my buddy. Bye.
It's been so amazing to get to know you. I'm so happy to have had you as a friend because you're so easy to talk to and so easy to be around, and everything just kind of flows. And I think that's part of who you are as a person. You're super easy to talk to, you're super fun, you're super joyous, you take everything on the brighter side, which I think is really nice to be around, especially during your last couple of years of high school and now going into college. Being who you are is going to be amazing, and being able to be friends with you is just going to make everything so much brighter. Even though we all bully you, it's because it comes from all love, and I think you really united part of Fugitive from bullying Jesswin, which is kind of crazy to say out loud, but bullying you is a strong uniter of the Fugitive, and I think it's kind of funny that the whole core of us is being mean to you. But again, it's all love, and I hope you always know that. And I know you're going to do amazing things, and I hope that you are able to do something you're super proud of, because we're already all proud of you. So, love you. Gonna miss you. Bye.
Honestly, I'm just so grateful to have your presence in my life, in one part due to the joint trauma of ACTIC we've had this year. But honestly, you're such a fun and an energetic person to be around, and you just bring such a positive energy to my life, and I feel like every second with you is just really, really fun. And in, of course, the times where I put in a lot of work for things, just spending time hanging out with you always lightens my mood, and I'm so grateful to have you.
It's been so cool watching you grow, and you were always your own person, but more of it in terms of watching you get so passionate and excel in theater and get so passionate in basketball, and watching you really grow into who you want to be. And I am really proud of you, and I hope you do get to continue both of those passions, and it's something that still gives you a lot of joy, because I think it's really cool how passionate you are about the things you do. And I do wish you the absolute best, and I hope everything continues to go right for you.
Hey Ava, I just wanted to say I think you're a super cool kid, and that you're super lucky to have Sam as your kuya, so show your thanks to him because he does a lot for you, and don't take him for granted. I'm really excited to see you grow up, and just to see you grow into the awesome person that you already are.
I've always think you're very sweet, and I really like hanging out with you when we're at the pool or when it's like with us and Sam, and I think you're very honestly a very good little sister, which is a lot coming from me because all my sisters are like evil, so that's a big honor. But hashtag I really like you, Ava. I hope you have a good future and all that.
Okay, this is my third take for you, Ava. The third time's a charm. I'm just gonna miss you a lot when I'm gone. When I'm gone in San Antonio. I'm not leaving. I am leaving, but I'm not dying. But, I mean, like, who else is gonna get me orange juice at 2 in the morning? It's not Alana, I'll tell you that. I hope that you continue to stay true to yourself, and don't let anyone put you down, or bully you, or speak badly of you behind your back. And I want you to have the best of times with Ati Boo, and always send me photos, or call me whenever you miss me, because I'll miss you. I love you so, so much, and I promise to show up for your theater shows or basketball games or whatever it is that you want to do going forward, to the best of my ability, at least. I mean, it's a 3-hour drive, almost 4, and like an hour flight, but I'll try. I love you again, and I'll always be your ate, no matter what. And finally, I just want to thank you for saving me when I didn't think you would be able to. Thank you for that.
You're always a ball of energy, and I love being around you because of it. You're such an outgoing and ambitious kid, and I have full faith you can do whatever you say you're going to. I will be coming to your graduation in the millennia that is taking place. I know you're gonna do great, Ava. I hope I can see your future as it happens.
You know, when I was thinking of what I would say in my little confessional video to you, I sort of realized that despite the fact that I think there were a good few times that we had encountered one another, especially at events with friends, I think the first time I really spoke specifically to you was when Stranger Things Season 5 was coming out, and you were amongst the 2 other people that I had really seen talking about it, and we're actively watching it, and we're making theories, and we're really engaged with the show as it was coming out, especially kind of in a fandom way. And I think those conversations that we had were really nice, and they were some of the first times that I really got to talk to you specifically. I think you are really fun. I think you have a great sense of style and fashion. It's like you're always stripped out whenever I see you. It's kind of crazy, but it's a cool thing. It's a good thing. I always enjoy getting to see you whenever we have a big friend group hangout, because I think you're also really funny and cool to be around. I'm really glad that I did get to know you, and I hope that inevitably when I do come down to Pearland, hopefully throughout the next year when we're all in college, I'll get to see you and I'll also get to see Sam, because you guys are my buddies, bro.
I think it's nice when I get to talk to you because you're very fun and outgoing, and you're curious about other people, and I find that very kind and wholesome. I think it's cool that you're at a point in your life where you're going to enter high school, and I hope you make a lot of friends and you find a lot of similar people, and you take high school as an experience to grow and become the version of yourself that you want to be. And I hope you set yourself up for success and do everything you want to do. I think high school is a great experience for meeting new people and finding some of your closest friends. And I hope that you get the same experience that I have and make very memorable moments.
You've grown into what I would consider a young cousin or younger sister figure to me, as me and Sam are amazing friends, and obviously we've all hung out together and it's been a blast. I love hanging out with you and listening to you talk about your passion for basketball and skating and obviously Green Yuri, and it's just amazing seeing you grow as a person, as you are still young and you have a lot of growing to do. But I know that you will take everything with stride, and it's just amazing seeing how passionate you are for these things, and I'm really excited to see you grow up and where you go.
Oh my gosh, you're honestly the coolest little teenager I've ever met. I wish I was just half as cool as you when I was your age. But it's just been amazing meeting you and just being your friend. And I know this kind of changed in your life where all of us are, moving out, kind of just leaving is very hard. But I think just know that we'll always be there for you.
I really admire your honesty and kindness. Never once when I have talked to you have I felt uncomfortable or unwelcome. You're always so open and ready to talk and joke without anything holding you back. It's one of my favorite parts about you, and I endlessly respect you for it. I hope you know how much your presence makes a room brighter. I am very happy I get to be your friend.
It's been an absolute joy getting to actually be able to talk to you this couple months and be able to get to know you a little bit more. You've been an absolute joy to be around, and you absolutely light up a room because you are one of the most funniest people I've ever met, and it's just been amazing to be in your presence. And I really do hope that even though we're all separating, that I can still get closer with you and be able to hang out, because you're genuinely so amazing to be around. And I wish you the absolute best in everything you freaking do, because I know you're gonna kill it. So, I appreciate you.
You always seem very nice, very cool. I'm glad having you around in the server. It's a lot of fun.
I will obviously miss you new in college. I don't really know a lot about you, but all I do know is that you are a great Valorant player. So I was hoping that one day, whenever you're in college or whenever you're not busy in college, that we can play every day, all day, Hope you have a great life in college.
Despite you being a new addition to Fugitive, I've always admired your confidence and ability to speak your mind. I know that no matter what you do, you're able to create an atmosphere where people are comfortable to be who they are freely, without judgment, maybe some judgment, I don't know. As a fellow Filipino, I've always thought you're kind of like a role model in a way. You're just so cool, and I admire that. I admire you.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how it took till after we ended up graduating for me to learn that you were in our freshman year animation class. Like, I remember when you were in call, I know it was like me and you and Jesswin, and you were sharing a camera, and Jesswin pointed out that you had the little Storm Studio animation shirt. And then he started talking about how you sat right in front of us. And for some reason, that is just a memory that had completely been wiped away from my brain. And I don't know why, for so long, I just didn't remember that you were in that same class with us. Either way, I'm really glad that we were, because in the year after, the both of us were in video game design, and you were the only person that I had known in that godforsaken classroom. And it was the first chance that I really got to know you. And even though we both left the class after a semester, I really did appreciate getting to see you every morning and getting to speak with you. You're always someone that I found very fun. I've always thought you were very confident and very ambitious, and I've always really liked your sense of style. And so the last 4 years, I've had a really fun time, not only getting to know you, but then also being at ASA with you and being officers with you. And I think at the end of the day, I'm just kind of, wow, I'm really glad to have gotten to meet you and get to know you, because I think also you're a really funny person and someone who's super fun to be around. And the times that we're in VC together, I really enjoy, because I just think you're this extremely pleasant person to be around and to get to talk to. And so while I'm a little sad that I won't get to see you as much in the future, especially since we'll be going to different colleges and we'll be in different places, I hope that we still get the opportunity to talk, because I really enjoy it. I have a lot of fun getting to talk to you.
Looking back on it, I think our friendships kind of had, not like weird in a bad way, but I guess the most unnatural arcs when it comes to friendship, because I met you in freshman year in English class, and we weren't close friends, but we knew each other. And then I think in sophomore year, it's actually kind of crazy thinking about how we started becoming friends, because I just started sitting at your lunch table, and then we grew a lot closer then. But even then, ever since we were friends, we weren't super close. We just talked to each other. And I think more junior year, because we shared more classes with each other, we talked a lot more. And then I think in senior year, we became way closer friends. And it's never felt like that. We grew a lot closer naturally. It was just like it happened. I don't think that we're any less closer because of that. It's just kind of weird to think that it kind of happened, but I'm kind of glad in a sort of way, because it feels kind of like serendipitous. But especially senior year, since we spent all our time in meteorology class, I think we've got to do a lot more, especially in senior year, because we had a lot more freedom to do what we wanted to do. So we could hang out more and do a lot more as friends. And it's like I'm really glad that I met you, because I like that you are someone who's pretty open and someone who really wants to grow as a person. And you always try to angle yourself in a way that leads towards personal growth. And it's like one of the things I really admire about you is that you're really trying to set yourself up for success constantly. And I think that's really inspiring.
Hi, Arneia. Obviously, I really don't know you well. I think we've only spoken on just a few occasions. But honestly, I just love how kind and just the type of energy you bring around you. It's just, you're a very easy person to get along with, and hope to get to know you better.
We've always been around each other with mutual friends and fun groups that overlap, but I would say meteorology is what really brought us together.
as much as I loved biology, I will never be able to regret the decision of leaving because I was able to be in that meteorology class and was able to get closer to you. I'm so grateful and thankful that you have joined Fugitive and that we've just been able to play Valorant together and that we've just been able to hang out more often, because if we hadn't been in meteorology together, we wouldn't have been so close and I wouldn't have been able to experience those things with you.
You're like literally the coolest fugitive ever, and we need to talk more because I need to prod you about Attack on Titan. Like, I'm so not kidding in the slightest. We have to have a larger conversation about that.
The first time that I ever met you was when I was staying after school for an ASA meeting and found out after the fact that it had been canceled, and as a result, I had to basically miss my bus. And I remember messaging in the Fugitive server desperately to see if there was anyone who could bring me home. And Eric was very, very nice and said that he and Michael could, which made me so happy. And so as I ran over and out of the culinary doors to get into Michael's car, it was when I sat down that I had basically met you, even though we didn't really say anything to each other at the time. I think the most we maybe talked with one another was probably either in VC, the few times you would join and show off your cat, or at Alana's birthday party, where I remember talking with you about laptops and college and things of that sort. I think even though we haven't really gotten many chances to talk to each other one-on-one and really get to know each other, you still have, in spite of that, struck me as a very nice and very genuine person. And I always find the jokes and banter that you get into to be very funny and very amusing. And so, for that reason, I think you're really cool, and I hope in the future the two of us get to talk a little bit more, because I think you're a really cool and very chill person to be around. First of all, I just want to wish you a happy, very late birthday, and thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being so nice to me. Thank you for everything, honestly. And hope you have a great life in college, and I'll miss you. Bye!
These past 3 or 4 years now have been a wild ride, but I'm eternally thankful that you were by my side. We couldn't always talk, but you never made it feel like there was a gap or something missing whenever that happened. There's a very hilarious and loud and lively side to you, and I'm proud to know.
You were always the person I found a kinship with, because upon our first being able to talk, our friendship just went like that, because it was so easy to talk to you and everything flowed, and it was just so silly and fun. And it was always like that, even if we didn't talk for a really long time. The second we'd be back together, it would just be that same friendship again. And that always made me really happy, because I always have enjoyed being able to talk to you, because I think you're so amazing, because you're so hardworking in everything you do, but also you are so silly, and you have a good balance in that. And I've always loved being able to be around you for that. And I wish you the absolute best in everything you do, and I know you'll do great things because you're so smart and so amazing, and I wish you the absolute best.
I think it's really fun that we were able to meet through the server, because I think otherwise we wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet or even get talked to at all, to be honest. And I think it's really nice because we have a lot of shared interests through the games we play. I haven't met anyone else who has even heard of Fear and Hunger. And I think it's really fun that I get to talk to you about that sort of stuff. And we can talk about Academic too, because other people wouldn't really get that. And I've also met the people on the Pearland Academic team through you, and I think they're really fun to talk to. So I've got to meet a lot of new people because of you. And I think that you are also really fun to talk to, so I think I'm glad that we met, and I hope that we get to talk more past college. But it was really nice meeting you.
Robotics is truthfully what brought us together. And I remember finding out later that we've been in proximity and known of each other this entire time. I'm so happy that I joined robotics and was able to meet you and how it brought us closer together. And I'm glad that we've been able to continue to hang out since then, even though we both quit robotics. And I love that because I was worried that my friends from robotics, that we would just all go our separate ways. But I think it's proof that even without robotics, the friendship still stands. And I had so much fun at your birthday party, and I can't wait to hang out with you more in the future.
Going into freshman year, I was very nervous and I was just hormonal wreck of a person, and I thought I wasn't gonna have any friends because I had no classes with any friends, and I was very much stuck in this constant state of I'm not gonna meet anyone new, and it's not gonna matter if I do because they're not gonna like me as much as the people that I used to know. Because the whole great divide with everybody going to Turner, and it was just like me and James in Pearland. You were the immediate reason for any part of me to have any desire to get better and to ignore that ideology, because you were just so friendly and you welcomed me immediately, and you pushed so hard to break down that barrier that I had the moment that we met in the library, and you were like, okay buddy, let me sit at lunch with you, let's go to the library, let's talk about nothing. Most of the time we just sat on the floor and said nothing, and you let me have my space. You let me understand that you weren't gonna push me, you were just gonna wait, and I could not have asked for a better friend in that time of my life. I think overall, I am just so proud and just over the moon for how far you've advanced in your life, even for the small stupid things like you breaking out of your cage and going places, even though that was never your choice. You always wanted to go places, but I'm glad to have been there for you for 4 years and waiting those 4 years to finally actually spend time together outside of school, because it's been so worth it every single time, because you're just so real and you're my little cheese. I don't know, but I know you'll have fun in Rice. I know that I will keep in touch with you. If you don't contact me, I will contact you. So yeah, I love you so much, and you will never be alone for as long as I live, because I will find a way. Okay, survive.
Ready? Okay, ready? 1, 2.
Just getting to know you at the beginning of junior year and this robotics environment that really overwhelmed me has just been incredibly warming. I feel like your kindness and your approach to situations is just very uplifting and very comforting, and I'm glad to say that as I've gotten to know you closer as just a friend, that this sort of kindness and goodwill in situations has really stuck out to me, and I'm just really grateful to have someone like that in my life. And I wish you all the best in your future, and I'm so grateful to have you as a friend.
I'm so glad that we've remained friends after everything else. And I valued our relationship throughout robotics, and after that, you, me, and Lauren in biology was so much fun, and I hope we can continue talking about science together and help each other out with chemical engineering, even if we're going to different schools. I know you'll do great at UT, and I truthfully wish you the best as someone who has been in your life for multiple years now, and hey, we've known each other since junior high, so hopefully that counts for something.
Us beginning to talk was slightly through the fact that we were both teammates in the Iron Ring, which is really silly to think about. Oh, I've known this person forever, but I only really get to know them now because we're teamed together in Minecraft. But it's kind of true, especially for me. I think there's a level of me being very comfortable with being able to talk to you, and even if there's nothing for us to talk about, we can still be on a call where both of us aren't really conversing with one another and we're just comfortable with each other's presence and the silence as we do our own things. But I think also there's so much about you that I think I still haven't gotten the chance to know. And so part of me is really glad that we get to go to UT together next year. I think it's really fun, and finding out that you got accepted and were planning to go was such a big thing for me, because at the time I genuinely knew nobody. At the time I didn't even know that Eric got accepted, let alone was planning to go. And so it's such a big thing for me to get to attend UT with two people who are my friends. And so I'm really excited to hang out with you next year. I hope that we get to know each other better and just hang out while we're at UT as little confused college freshmen who don't really know what they're doing.
Sadly, the only memory I have of you is playing Minecraft the one time, but I had a lot of fun, and I honestly wish that we had more chances to talk to one another. I hope that you do well in college, and you can do all the fun stuff that everybody else gets to do. And continue to be yourself. That's the biggest thing. Continue to shine on as much as you can, and you'll surely find people that will support you endlessly.
You're one of the fugitives that I was actually friends with before I joined, so I was always happy when you interacted with the server and I got to talk to you again. I remember the D&D sessions that we used to have where you let me make my bard way too overpowered, and also that one time where you walked into my bedroom and woke me up because I had slept in too late and I was holding everyone up at the meeting. I always loved being a part of your different evil schemes, and just know that you'll always have a partner in crime if you ask.
I don't know you well, but from what I have seen, you're a brilliant woman with a bright future. I hope I can get to know you more in Fugitive, but no matter what, I wish you all the best in your life.
I'm glad that you joined the Soul because it's clear that you like making things. It's cool seeing you express yourself through the things that you make, and I like the way that you approach things. Past summer, I hope that we have more opportunities to talk, and I think the Soul has given us a lot more to talk about, and it's cool to see how you approach things that way. I hope you do more things with that. I also like seeing the occasional updates you'll post about you trying out makeup and stuff, and I think it's cool to see your journey unfold in that way. And I hope we continue to be friends well past summer, and I hope you will fully realize that part of yourself. I remember seeing you at the Christmas party, and it was fun talking to you, and I think you're pretty funny, so I hope that eventually we're able to talk more and you become friends, or closer friends.
I hope to see you more in Fugitive often, and even if I don't, I hope the best for you in whatever your future has in store for you.
Hi, Mozu.
You have always been super kind and respectful and really sweet, but also really silly and sassy. I've loved every conversation I've had with you. Being able to just hang around you has been so fun, and I think you're really fucking amazing. So I wish you the absolute best all around. I know you'll do amazing. I hope that we do get to talk more in the future, because every time we have, it's always been really fun and I've enjoyed it.
Listen here, mate. This is the deal. You're gonna contact me once a week while you're up there in Dallas, and gun to your head, you join the Minecraft server, mate. Good luck up there, and I do hope you have the greatest time, but I swear to you, if at this farewell party it's my first time seeing you, you're actually gun to your head getting shot, mate. That's actually happening, mate. Yeah.
I love you so much, and I hope you have a great life in college. I know we don't really get to see each other that much, because you live all the way in Katy, but whenever you come down to the apartments, we get to hang out, and I really miss you a lot whenever you're in Katy, and I obviously miss you even more when you're in college.
I don't have much to say other than you have the most interesting and fun to draw Fugitive OC out of everybody else here. Don't tell the other fugitives that I said that, even though I'm saying it right now.